Somebody else might go, well, I'm going to have a T-bone steak and eggs and bacon for breakfast. And it might be kryptonite for you, but it sounds like for you, it's, what did you call it? Coffee, right? I assume that means you have a lot of energy. That's how it should be for us. We experiment if we're feeling better, if we have more energy, if we're sleeping better, if we are going through our days and not dying in the middle of the day for fatigue. Keep doing that. But if you find yourself going this way for health, for energy, for sleep, then play with something else. Just keep trying things until you notice what is working for you. And you can't say, well, it's grains or it's meat or because it's not the same for anybody. I know people will tell you, oh, it is, you got to follow these rules. But I keep seeing exceptions. I've been playing with this since 1980. How long is that? 37 years I've been playing with nutrition. And I keep thinking I know it, and then there's exceptions and more exceptions and more exceptions. I've got to the point where I don't know anything about nutrition, but I do know some principles that I want to share with you. Yeah?
So my mother-in-law actually saw a doctor that helped her do exactly this, where they kind of cut certain things out of her diet, and she tried a bunch of different things, and it took about 6 months. But then she found that she is somewhat intolerant, I suppose you could say, to things like red meat, milk, all dairy products, things like that. And so she cut those out of her diet, and now she feels a million times better.
Yeah.
So there's actually...
So the exact opposite, huh?
There's actually people that you can go talk to, professionals that can help you work through that process of eliminating what is not good for your body.
Now, the one thing I would add to that, and I know people are going to shoot me for this, but the one person I probably wouldn't go to unless they're specialized for advice, counsel about my well-being nutritionally would be a doctor. And I'm not dissing doctors in any way, but if you look at their training, the 6 years or 4 or however they're long in medical school, how much training do they get in nutrition? Yeah.
I had a talk with a doctor yesterday, and she said, oh, I think I only had 1 or 2 classes of nutrition.
And that would be a lot. That would be a lot. I've heard as little as half of a semester they'll play with nutrition. Now, and again, I'm not being, doctors have their place for sure, and we don't want to get them. There's drugs that are really important and valuable for us. But if a medical school is funded by drug companies, which just about all of them are, except for the few who aren't, what's going to be their agenda primarily for helping you stay well? Some kind of medicine. Now that is the truth, and I know people don't want to hear that and think Mike's just this conspiracy guy. It's the truth, and everybody who's experts in this field of wellness knows that. Nobody's questioning that. The doctors will still say, well, I still know best. And they don't, because they're not cutting edge every day diving into, well, what's going on with glyphosate, with your gut, right?
Yeah, the doctor that she saw, and my husband actually sees as well, is trained in Western medicine, but also has degrees in alternative medicine.
Good,
So
yeah.
I think that's important, too, is finding someone that comes from
For
both
sure.
sides, because they see the perspective from both ends.
They call it now functional medicine, right? That's kind of the, not all, alternative and complementary have been kind of superseded by a functional medicine doctor, which means they're trained in Western and Chinese, possibly in various Ayurveda from India, all different kinds of medicine that is looking at the whole person, what's the best thing, and sometimes it is drugs. I'm alive today because of an antibiotic that when I had a ruptured appendix. No herb would have fixed this ruptured appendix and everything that was going on. Thank heaven for antibiotics. That's the only time I've had antibiotics in my body, though, because I know if you take it too much, it just wreaks havoc on your gut.